The future of our nation. Well, they may not be of voting age yet, but young Americans have some big ideas for the new president and vice president. ABC's ZOHREEN SHAH spoke with some of them on their hopes for our future.
Dear President Biden, we put out the call.
Dear Mr. President.
Dear Madam Vice President.
Asking our young Americans what they hope for in this new administration.
One thing I hope for from the new administration is that you guys can get COVID under control and make sure to save lives instead of losing them.
I hope when you're the president, people will get along and be friends. Oh, and also I hope that you will ban homework.
I hope that you give me more playgrounds, please.
I will want to see a new type of cars, flying cars, automatic ones.
For many, it was the history-making Vice President Kamala Harris they were excited about.
I hope that you'll be the greatest vice president in the world. We're gonna have our first woman vice president.
I'm so excited to see a woman vice president that's Indian, just like me.
I think you are smart, pretty, and a good dancer.
11-year-old Charlie Patman was lucky enough to meet Kamala Harris multiple times.
I see someone who looks like me and has the same dreams and beliefs as me being vice president of our nation. She says, I'll be the first, but I definitely won't be the last. And that is my cue. That is my call to action, to follow in her footsteps.
And what better way to follow in someone's footsteps than wearing the same kind of shoes she likes to wear?
Tell me about your shoes.
These are inspired by Kamala. I want to be like her. She knows that character matters, integrity matters, truth matters. And someone with those standards it's pretty hard not to want to live up to their legacy and not only follow in their path, but hopefully blaze a trail of my own.
For so many, they hope the next 4 years will bring real and lasting change.
I want Kamala Harris and Joe Biden to make the world equal and fair.
I'm so grateful to have people like you who are able to lift us up and get us back on our feet.
The voices of our children looking at our future. ZOHREEN SHAH joins us now with more. ZOHREEN, you covered Kamala Harris's run for president. So listen to those kids. They were just wonderful. What was it like for you to hear their reaction to where she got to yesterday?
I know, they were really great. It was actually a really emotional experience for me to hear that package and hear their voices. Terry, you've been out on the trail so many times and you've seen so many of these presidential candidates and you've seen them interact with those kids. That's one of the best parts of covering candidates, right? Those are really special moments. But I remember when I covered her, seeing so many black and brown kids come to her events and look at her with a sense of awe and a sense of wonder. It was the first time for many of them that they had seen a woman of color candidate like that. And it was really incredible. There were so many parents who told me for the very first time that their kid asked them that day, could I be president too? And that they had never asked them that before. And you heard 11-year-old Charlie Patman. I met her when she was 9 years old. She followed Harris's entire journey. Her own mom says she changed so much during the course of that through watching someone like Harris on that journey. And you heard what she said there. She said when she heard Harris say that she's the first, she won't be the last, that is her cue, that is her call to action. Pretty incredible words.
It is inspirational, and the best of us in some ways as Americans, this kind of story and journey. Harris, the first South Asian American vice president, among other firsts. And yesterday, her ancestral village in India celebrated her inauguration. What does this mean to South Asian Americans who you've talked to?
Yeah, and what an incredible image that was. I mean, look, Harris is the highest ranking Asian American official ever in the history of our country. She's shared so much of her own history and her own heritage with us. I mean, she's talked about things like just cooking Indian food, biryani, or her wedding where she put a flower garland over her husband, Doug. She talks about her grandfather activist. And Terry, this is kind of a funny story. She talks about as a kid, all of us have done this, all of us South Asian kids, trying to get her grandma to say words with the letter W because our South Asian parents and grandparents can't really say those words. And so these are things that But South Asians, they look at her, they see themselves in her, and it just opens for them. They feel like it opens a lot of doors for them. And you mentioned her grandfather's village and how they celebrated last night. There are so many people back in countries like Pakistan and India. They dream of coming to this country and succeeding in a place like America. Well, her family got to watch Harris's mother come here, and they are now watching Harris become the first female vice president. It is just remarkable. Terry?
Chills, I got to tell you. It is on our better days. That's what America's all about. ZOHREEN, SHAH, thanks very much.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.